Excuse me, there used to be a cave somewhere here. Could you tell me how to go there?
Of course I will tell you, sir, but may I ask you a question, please?
Yes, of course.
You look surprisingly like St. Ignatius. May I know your name, please?
You said it. My name is Ignatius Loyola. Well, if you want the full one, at Lopez.
Excuse me, but are you...
Yes, that Ignatius Loyola. I'm just coming from Loyola. They made a huge monument there, you know, and I hope people benefit from it. I could not recognize the place when I went there.
This way, please. This is you, when you were here in the cave. Like it?
And what are these paintings?
Well, these are the 4 weeks of the spiritual exercises that you gave to the church. The first week, the second week, the third week, and the fourth. Like it?
Well, as long as people understand the significance. Do they still use the exercises? I had a lot of problem when I started giving it, you know. The Inquisition.
Yes, you were jailed. But now people use the spiritual exercises very much, all over the world. It has become a spiritual classic. It has been translated into so many languages, and of course, people use it in various ways.
It is not meant for people. It is meant for the ones who give the retreat.
The ground floor is used for all common purpose, some offices, kitchen, and refectories.
Where is the chapel?
It is on the first floor.
We will go there first?
Yes, we shall. This way, please.
Who is that?
You in Barcelona. The first and second floor are used for residence for retreatant, so that is the chapel. It's not very big, but just enough for groups. There is one on the second floor also.
Is that the Black Madonna from Montserrat?
Yes, but this is just a copy. The original, before whom you spent the whole night, is still there, but in a different place. It's just above the sanctuary now. Had you gone there before coming here?
No, but I would like to see the place. Are the Benedictine fathers still there?
Yes, they are still there in good strength. That is you, abandoning the sword.
It looks a bit funny, made up. I didn't do it that way. And that?
Oh, that is supposed to be your friend, San Francis Xavier, saying, "Basta, señor, basta."
Yes, Xavier, he was really a good man.
This depicts your vision in Las Tortas near Rome, remember?
Yes, of course. How can I forget that? That's something that gave me an assurance. First, I thought that we were in for some trouble. Later it confirmed what I was always looking for. I was wanted by God to do His work. That set me going, you know. I couldn't explain it to my companions, but they understood something very significant had happened.
Shall we go to the ground floor now?
Yes, of course.
On the third floor we have conference rooms, and one side is occupied by the Jesuit community. In this house we can accommodate a total of 150 people.
That is a big number.
The fourth floor has the library and some small meeting rooms. This is the kitchen.
Such a big place. How many people work here?
It depends on the groups. Sometimes we have over 100 people staying here, you know, so they have to be fed 3 meals a day.
Yes, 3 meals a day.
Yes, when you were here, you begged for it, isn't it? We have preserved a soup bowl of yours.
Yes, sometimes I begged, but gradually they brought food to me, sometimes a bit too much.
You would not eat meat or take wine.
But they are good people, you know. Took great care of me.
In fact, there was a group, mainly of ladies, that came to be known as inigas.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, it didn't develop into the society, otherwise there would have been women in the congregation. And what are these halls?
Well, these are refectories. This can be divided depending on the size of the group. This is usually used by larger groups.
There's a splendid view of Montserrat.
Shall we now proceed to the cave?
Oh, this is that statue in Loyola, isn't it? The wounded Ignatius. Yes, what a blessed wound. You know, good sometimes does things in strange ways. If that shot had not hit me, I don't know where I would have been. A blessed bullet. It was quite painful at that time, and I suffered because of that almost all my life. Oh, that dog. He was my constant companion, always at my feet. What is that? Somebody is dying?
Yes, it is you at deathbed.
Quite imaginative. I remember when I told my secretary, Polanco, he didn't believe that I was dying. I wanted him to get the Pope's blessing. Well, by the time it arrived, I had left. That was life.
You were just 64, and by today's account, it is quite young.
Well, I had done what I could, so it was time for me to exit.
Shall we go to the cave, or shall we see another church first?
As you wish. I'm not in a hurry.
This is you praying at the statue of Black Madonna. You may be surprised at this. This is the third printed copy of the spiritual exercises. Do you remember?
Oh yes, that little book. You know, it is my favorite. It is the real distilled literary version of my life. In fact, I came to Manresa to write down my little experiences.
We have your original handwritten copy, the notes on the side. Do you recognize your handwriting?
Yes, I do.
As I said earlier, the spiritual exercises is still alive and being used. I don't know if it could be an exaggeration to say that it is being referred to almost every day of the year, somewhere in the world.
And all that is done by Jesuits?
No. All kinds of people use it, lay people and even non-Catholics. You may be surprised to know that there is a whole religious congregation started to propagate Ignatian spirituality.
Really? What are they called?
Oblates of Virgin Mary. It was founded by Venerable Bruno Lanteri, an Italian diocesan priest. Yes, your spiritual exercises has become popular, not only among Jesuits, but others as well, you know. It was a great gift to the Church. And this is the first copy of the rolls you wrote. Here is the constitutions, your handwriting. This is one of the autographed letters that you wrote as the Superior General of the Society of Jesus. It was written to Father Bautista Barmensi on 1st February 1551.
I don't remember that at all. I had written so many letters.
The Society of Jesus has preserved most of them. They are in Rome. I will show you one more thing. You will remember it.
My sword, yes. I loved it first. I hated it later. You still have it.
Well, this is a replica. The original is in Barcelona.
I think I used and misused it sometimes. I regretted it for the rest of my life.
Before we proceed to the church, shall I show you a little bit of history of this place? This is 1522, when you came to Manresa for the first time. Probably the cave looked something like this. Open to outside, winds, and quite dangerous. That is the cave. And here is you walking about the river. Were you not afraid to be alone in a cave?
A pilgrim has no fear of anything except one thing. You know what it is?
No. What is it?
The fear of losing his way. Not the geographical way, but the way of life. A pilgrim sets out on a journey. His or her destination is God. But it is quite possible that you lose that way and the destination. So a pilgrim has to fear only that.
Thank you. This is in 1603, when the cave is closed with a gate. A small oratory is built on the top of the cave. This is 6 years before you were beatified. This is the scene in 1660, when a tower with a few rooms was built on top of the oratory. The rooms were for those who wanted to make the retreat.
Make what?
The retreat. That's what we call the spiritual exercises now. That was in 1690. An anteroom was built to the cave, and there more rooms for retreat were built.
So there was some demand for making what you call retreats?
Yes, of course. This is sanctuary adjoining your cave. It started in 1749 and with great difficulty finished in 1761. By that time, Jesuits were growing very strong, and of course, opposition to them too. There was the suppression looming in the distance.
Yes, I know about it. I'm not surprised.
You are not surprised about the suppression of the society you founded?
No, you see, it is like this. When you do something good, something bad happens. Because I told that lady, Isabel, I think you are raising the standard of Christ against the standard of the world. So the world is bound to react,
So you are not upset with that?
No. Jesuit himself said, if the world hates you, know that it hated me first. I myself experienced a concrete example of this, I think in Barcelona. I was beaten up very badly because I had instructed some ladies. They changed their way of life, but some men didn't like it. So the opposition, it was quite a beating.
This is how it looked in 1862. By now you had become famous and the Jesuits had established themselves.
So they built buildings. You said there is a church somewhere here.
Yes, let's go there.
What a grand design.
You like it?
Well, I like it as long as it helps the mission. It serves the people. Buildings should never be an expression of our power and popularity. Who are those on either side of the sanctuary?
You didn't recognize? This is you.
What a get-up. And that?
That's your friend, Francis Xavier.
Yes, Javier. I had sent him to India. Actually, I did not want him to go. I wanted him to be close to me. But someone I had appointed could not go. So Javier volunteered and I agreed. I never saw him after that,
You wrote him, calling him back, but it was too late.
He was a good man. Thank God. You did not put me or Javier on the sanctuary. Mary, our mother, is there. Good.
Oh, you are there in many places, right, in the sanctuary, as the patron said. All over the world. This is one you may remember, Francis Borgia. You sent him to the Basque Country to avoid a cardinalship, remember? He became the third superior general of the society. And these are some of the great men after that. This is one of the youngest saints of the Society of Jesus, Stanislaw Kostka.
Do they have Mass here every day?
No, on special occasions only. People normally go to Santa Maria de la Seu.
So, where is the cave?
So, there is the famous cave. A lot of people come here just because of the cave.
I made it famous.
Holy, I would say. People like to come and spend time here. When they do their retreat here, sometimes they spend even nights here.
And what are these?
These are some of the events that happened when you were here. They are quite baroque and stylized. I hope you won't mind.
Well, it is the freedom of the artist. What is there to mind about it? What is this?
You in a rapture at Santa Lucia Hospital, remember? This is called the Hen's Well. A miracle happened after your death here. It is still there in Manresa. This is your prayer in Barcelona.
And is this I?
Yes, this is you when you were here. This was done quite recently.
I like it. It comes close to what I was at that time. Maybe my beard was not that well groomed. And what is this?
This is your soup bowl. You carried it while begging in Manresa. Then you left it in a family here. They preserved it till a few years ago and then gave it to the Jesuits here. These are some of the scents from your life.
You know, when I decided to come here, when did you say it was?
You came in March 1522 and left in February 1523.
So I stayed for 11 months. Actually, when I decided to come here, I did not know for how long I would stay. I had no plans at all. But I wanted to write down some things that were happening to me. I went to the hospital. I stayed there for a few days and found it too noisy. People came from all over.
So it was noisy? And how did you end up here?
Well, someone told me that there were caves here and I could be suitable for the purpose for which I had come. I came one day and did not find it very interesting. So I went back, but came back the second day. Spent a lot of time, I think, in this cave.
And then you settled in one?
Well, it was easy because I had nothing to settle in. I settled wherever I went. That was the advantage of being a pilgrim. A pilgrim doesn't have much baggage.
You mean worldly things?
Yes, that and also nothing to fear, you see. Wow, this is a magnificent view of the angels. The angels praying at the entrance to the cave.
Quite baroque, but sweet, I think.
Once I settled down in the cave, I think the cave did the rest, you know. The cave brought the scattered Ignatius together.
What do you mean?
Well, I was living quite a hectic life, and then the cannonball hit me. Then complete rest and almost helpless. My health deteriorated to such an extent that the doctors predicted death unless I experienced improvement by midnight.
That was the night before the feast of St. Peter's and St. Paul, 29 June 1521, and you began to experience improvement.
Yes, that's what our Lord wanted. So, during the convalescence, I discovered certain phenomena. I wanted to reflect on the significance of these. The cave helped me go deeper into myself and find certain currents.
Yeah, you entered the cave of the heart, as the Indian ascetic would say.
Yes, I think I was able to enter the cave of my heart. What is this on the floor?
That is Psalm 42, like the deer that yearn for running streams.
It's a beautiful psalm, but why is it here?
We wish that those who enter here are quenched of their spiritual thirst.
Oh, very noble idea. And what is that?
You don't understand? It is you, writing the spiritual exercises and Mother Mary guiding you.
Great imagination.
Why?
I didn't write the spiritual exercises here. It began here. That's true. But it took several years to complete it. It was not easy, you know. Verbalizing one's feelings and spiritual experiences is very, very difficult.
So you mean to say that all that is just imagination?
Well, there is some basis in the sense. I was able to bring some clarity to my experiences.
That happened at the Well of Illumination.
What is that?
Do you remember when you were looking at the river Cardone, you had such an experience that everything appeared from a different perspective, and you seemed to have understood things so deeply that you would not doubt it?
Yes, that was on that hill somewhere. I was sitting there and looking at the flowing waters of Cardone.
We have identified that spot more or less, and that spot is called the Well of Illumination.
I see. But where was I?
You were saying that the cave brought some clarity to your experiences.
Yes, that's right. It was a learning experience for me. The cave seemed to teach me many things.
Be in your cell, and the cell will teach you. I read it somewhere about the monasticism.
Yes, the cave taught me. No, I would say God taught me in the cave. There were divine interventions, surely.
Actually, that is the purpose of this place. Provide an atmosphere for people to find themselves and find God. You may call it retreat, seminar, whatever. I hope you agree.
Yes, of course. I would repeat what you said. Be in the cave. Enter the cave of the heart, and there you will find yourself and you will find God.